You're saying no, we can't do that? Alright, well what did we just learn? We just learned that I squared is... Okay, so if I do this, wowza. It's just... Alright, we're going to do x squared, we're going to minus 4i squared. Is it the same thing? Are those two equations the same thing? Happy with that? Now what do we got here? We've got a difference of two squares. So now we've got x squared minus 2i all squared, don't we? You see that? So in other words, I'm asking you to factorise, writing out here, who can factorise and solve that one? What goes in the brackets?
X squared. Positive, negative.
Yep, sorry, yep, it's x squared, yep. X squared minus 3, what do you get? The plus and the minus 3, don't you? So here, what you're going to get is, in brackets, x minus 2i and x plus 2i. Okay? And then how can we solve that?
X is equal to 2i and negative 2i.
So x will then equal positive 2i for the first bracket and negative 2i for the second bracket. Does that make sense? Being able to factorise that. What was the first step? What was the key step? Remembering that that there is negative 1. I squared is negative 1. Okay? Right. What about solving them using completing the square? This is the part that you guys probably need a hand with the most. If you don't, there's an exercise. Have a crack at that exercise there if you don't need a hand. Who wants the hand? Who wants to know how to complete the square again? Okay. So, do you want... I'll just show you what to do to start with. Is that fair? Okay, so what you're going to do here, this is going to be x plus 2 all squared. Okay? You're happy with the x plus 2 all squared? Cool. Why is x plus 2? Exactly. That's what it has to be. It has to be that to get me x squared plus 4. Okay? In other words, well, you bring the x down, don't you? You bring the plus down because I'm going to get you a plus, and you half that one there, and that is your completing the square, the hardest part. Does that make sense? Now if I expand this, that's what I get, isn't it? So what do I need to add to this to give me the 13? 9. So there is my completing the square. Okay? That's all I need to do. Okay? How you get the 9 is, well, from here you probably need to subtract 4 and have the, have this part. You need to take away 4 from the 13. So you probably guys got that, and that might have confused you. So, are you happy with that one there? Are you happy with this part here, particularly if I get rid of those ones there?
Yeah, if you're
happy with that? Now how do I solve that from there? Yep, I'm going to do it over here. So x plus 2 all squared is now negative 9, eh? Now what do I do? Yeah, so we can't, because what we need to do is take a square root somewhere, don't we? Well, we can't take that, so if we do this, does that exist? So what we need to do is we need to turn that negative 9 into 9i. 9i squared. because that negative 1 is there.
I squared.
Happy with that?
Take the square root of both sides.
What is now the plus and minus square root of 9i squared?
Plus and minus that.
It's plus and minus 3i. So x plus 2 then is plus and minus 3i. So x will be negative 2 plus 3i or negative 2 minus 3i. There are our two complex numbers. Does that make sense? Can you see that? Alright, pause it here.
That looks good.
Okay, so how do you solve these using the quadratic formula? Well, you guys should know how to use the quadratic formula. A is 1, B negative 2, C is positive 4. Yep. X equals negative B, that's 2, plus or minus the square root of B squared, which is 4, minus 4 lots of A, which is 1, lots of 4, which is 16, all over 2 lots of A, which is 2. In other words, you've got 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 12, is that right? All over 2. Happy with that? Can't do square root of negative 12, eh?
No, sorry, no.
So I do that, don't I? Happy? So now it's going to be 2 plus or minus root 12i all over 2. Okay, happy with that? Now I can simplify that to be 2 over 2 plus or minus root 12 over 2i. But root 12, is that 4 times 3? 12 is 4 times 3, eh? Yep, so root 12 is the same as root 4 times 3, which is the same as 2 root 3. Okay, so this is 1 plus and minus 2 root 3i over 2. What's happened to my 2's? KFC. That is terrible. 1 plus and minus root 3i. Can you see that? Okay, so in the question it said hence factorise. So that's that questions 5 through 8 part. So how do I factorise that? X minus 1 plus root 3i. And I had the question, why the square brackets? Why do I put square brackets around that one and round brackets around the root complex number? Distinguish between them, yeah. You've got brackets, round brackets and round brackets can get a little bit confusing. So the square brackets are your pairs, the round brackets are your pairs. And x minus 1 minus root 3i. And notice from yesterday, gentlemen, notice from yesterday, see the root 3 part that I've written? That's not that, is it? See, so I put my little down parts. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But put the down part after the 3 just so it helps me and hopefully helps you guys recognise that as root 3, lots of I, rather than root 3i. Does that make sense? You guys happy with that? Does that seem much different to the completing the square? And in fact, I honestly think, bit of practice, completing the square is potentially an easier way of solving some of those sort of problems when you've got a coefficient of x squared of 1. If you've got a 2 or a 3 or whatever else, then maybe the quadratic formula might just be easier. But if it's a 1, then completing the square is potentially an easier way. Is everyone happy with that? Make sense? Alright, you guys can back up.